G'day everyone, welcome to another episode of TNT Footy. I'm one of your hosts sitting in the dark here, Taz. Next to me I've got the dark man himself, Egi.
What's going on everyone, how are we?
And next to him we've got the moistest man of them all, Moisty.
How we going, guys?
What's going on, boys?
I'm not dark, I'm just Caucasianly challenged.
Yeah, I was about to say I look darker than him on the screen.
How are we, boys?
Very well.
No, good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, good. I had a bit of a kip earlier today and woke up feeling pretty good. So
Yeah, good. Bit of a rough week of footy to tip this week, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? But
Yeah,
old Artie, I think the only one he got wrong was the North Melbourne. Hatred for Geelong got the better of him, I think.
yeah.
Oh, he went Geelong, did he?
No, he went.
Oh, he went North Melbourne.
He's
Yeah,
the only one he
that's
got
good,
wrong.
right? Yeah,
I went north.
Yeah, I went North, but I'm a North supporter. We went over that.
Up, mate. I really did. I just want to apologise in advance for my darkness and camera quality with the glare every now and then. In the middle of moving houses, so haven't got the setup just yet.
Yeah, I didn't shave tonight either, boys. So that's another thing. So we're all good.
That's fine, mate. And just off the cuff as well. Piss off, Turtle.
Piss off, Turtle. I missed that. Go Pies, eat the Carlton. We'll get into that later, Turtle, because the Moisty's minute's going to be a very, very aggressive one tonight, I think. I've sent the boys some clips and they're we're going to be excited.
Craig, welcome. Doggies are up, and I think they're still on our spot in the 8, I think.
Doggies are up, and we'll talk about them later too, Craig, because they are flying along.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right, so the agenda tonight, we've got the round 20 results, Eggy's deep dive, viewer question, and of course, we've got Moisty's minute, and then the tipping results. Eggy will go through who's tipping this week.
Yeah, and Moisty's minute's got a bit of a twist this week.
Yeah, a bit of a twist this week. We're not just going to stand in Moisty's minute. It might be a bit of a fiery one for Tassie, but we'll see how we go.
I'm excited. I am
excited to get through it. So it'll be a bit different this week, boys, but we'll go through something different.
I'm already feeling a bit hot. The missus has got the heater on too high.
Oh, nice.
I've got a heater on right next to me. Don't worry about that.
Love it. All right.
Don't forget, as always, too, we've got our socials up there, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Like, follow, and view some videos on there for us. It really helps us out.
Absolutely.
Welcome back, Chipmunk, and welcome back, Jamar. Thanks for coming back, the Statsman.
The Statsman's back.
Statsman is back. Have you got a random stat for us this week, Jamar? Would love for you to pop one in chat.
Welcome, Doc.
Love it. Doc, I think we're all feeling pretty good tonight, actually.
Yeah, no, we're all up and about tonight. We're all up and about.
I'm having a G.
None of the teams won, but we're all up and about.
I did.
Oh, Collingwood did. Yeah,
we won, but
next week's the week.
Yeah.
Well, you two play each other, but North should have a win next week, so we'll be right up and about next week.
Who you've got next week? Richmond.
We're going to the game, mate. What do you mean?
I don't know who we're playing. I didn't know who you were playing. I actually, do you know what? I got to admit something. I tipped Richmond today.
Oh,
did you?
I did.
That's a rough tip there.
That is disgusting, isn't it?
All right, so we better get back.
So let's get into the results, eh?
Yeah, better get into the results this week.
We'll skip Friday.
Friday, no, we're right on to Friday because Friday was one of the. I think it's Carlton. They're in a slump, Tassie. They're just
100%.
How can you kick 7 goals in a second quarter and then kick 1 goal for the rest of the game?
Well, Port played well.
Port played very well, but I don't understand this Carlton team at the moment. They'll play 1 quarter a week.
I do think we run out of legs in the end as well for a 5-day break.
You run out of legs at half time, though. You can't say in the end.
Well, from halfway, we definitely run out of legs, but no, we've got some players massively out of form. Massively.
Yeah. You got some issues where, on the other coin, though, Port Adelaide flying along again. Yeah. I had them missing the 8. They're right back in the hunt again.
They've hit some good form.
Yeah.
They've hit some real good form. And I believe Butters was getting tagged pretty well in the first half and then went ballistic after half time.
Was that Chincotta that was on him, or?
Yeah.
Chincotta was on him and then Butters just broke free. I think they sent him forward for a bit to get him loose of that tag.
Yep.
And he got a bit of confidence up and then just never looked back.
They also moved Chincotta onto somebody else. So I didn't watch the game, so I'm only going by sort of bits and pieces that I've read and heard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you were out and about. on Friday, weren't you?
I was, but no, look, Walsh isn't playing as good as what he usually does.
Walsh. Cripper didn't perform real well. I think that's who the tag. I'm pretty sure Chincotta was on Cripper. That's what.
Chincotta
Not Chincotta. Yeah, not who was I thinking? Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide had someone tag Cripper.
Will and Drew, was it?
It was Drew. Yeah, Drew, and absolutely shut him down.
But Adam Sard and Adam Chera, the two A's, they've been horrible the last 4 weeks as well. We need them up and firing. So a lot to work with. Hopefully we can come good, but Port Adelaide definitely starting to show some very good form after their big loss the other week.
And there's a lot of teams that are just on that 8 fringe that have all started performing while the top teams have started shitting the bed.
Yeah. Yeah. The only ones that haven't really shut the bed is Fremantle. They've been quite consistent.
And Brisbane.
Well, Brisbane have been on a tear since
Brisbane probably nearly finished top for mine.
Yeah. I tipped Suns. I did not think that Suns would lose there, but Brisbane are just in fine form at the moment.
Brisbane next level. So that game was, although Carlton put a little bit on late I think they kicked a late couple of goals to make it a bit more presentable, but Port was at about 3/4 time that game was over.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, it's good. It's good. Let's keep moving on now. So we've got your boys, Moisty, North versus Geelong down at Hobart. I actually thought North would do a bit better than what they did.
Yeah, well, we'll just catch up on chat here too, because we've got Artie. Umps in the North game cost me the tip. Cheating Geelong again. Now, I'm very harsh on the umpiring, but the umpiring was bad both ways. So it was, umpires didn't cost them. It was terrible both ways. They missed a lot both ways. I watched all this game.
You actually sent a message in our chat, because we obviously have a TNT chat, and you actually sent a message saying that you are quite confused with the rules at the moment.
Yeah, I said I'd have to read the new rule book because I don't understand the game anymore. There's a new style, and I don't know how it's crept in the game, but me and Dad talk about this all the time. If you're getting tagged, you're better off just dropping the ball. If you're getting tackled. If you're getting tackled, don't hold onto the ball. If you drop it, it's come out in the tackle, it's play on. If you hold it and they grab your arm and you're like this, that's holding the ball. Yep. Whereas if you just drop it straight away as soon as they grab you, it's play on. I don't understand it.
Yeah, if they hold one of your arms, apparently you've got prior opportunity.
I understand that 100%. All right, they've given you an opportunity, but I don't understand. I tackle you straight away, you drop the ball. That's play on in this day and age because it come out in the tackle. Well, if it come out in the tackle, I've tackled you correctly. It's dropping the ball, not I've knocked it out of you. Like that should be holding the ball. I don't understand it.
I'm really concerned that you see them now, they pin an arm, they have one arm free, but then they turn them in like a 360-degree motion. Someone's going to do a knee really badly.
Well, and because then they've got to kick, they're throwing boots, which means then they lose balance and get drove into the ground. So this is causing the contact for head on the ground that we don't want, the sling, and that this action will cause it.
Absolutely.
Geelong were good. Geelong started firing again. That one to the Bulldogs, but as we've seen today, Bulldogs are a real deal. So don't take that away from Geelong.
Yep, definitely. Still some good signs from you guys. Archer had another pretty good game, I believe, tackle-wise. Sheasel's just a freak.
Mate, Sheasel just a star. That's Northland. I got a stat for that too. We had 13 shots and Sheasel assisted 12 of them.
That's massive.
So our new game plan is just through Sheasel. You see him around the 50, kick it to Sheasel, he'll get it there.
Do you know what I'm loving? I'm loving Tom Stewart in the midfield now.
Yes, but if you watch many Geelong games, he's in the midfield, but he doesn't play midfield. He plays mid-back.
Yeah.
So he goes to the contest and then drops, but it's the contest, but then he drops back to sort of half-back. And he plays his midfield role off half-back, which smart. No one's picked onto it yet, and he's just carving teams up with turnovers. North turned the ball over. It was like 70 times or something, 70 intercept possessions.
Yeah.
Welcome, Zoe. And Doc Scott, are Sydney the real deal still? I think we're going to touch on that a bit later as well.
We'll touch on that in Moisty's Minute as well. Yep, it's also coming up.
Absolutely. We will.
So that game, the Cats put that to bed. Halftime, it was a good game. Then Cats put that to bed just after halftime.
Yep. Not really any standout players from your perspective that you can think of?
Just Sheasel. Sheasel's just a ball. For Geelong, there were a couple for Geelong. Tom Stewart. Oh, it was Tom Stewart, sorry. So we got Tom Stewart, Sheasel, and Powell. They were the two, but it seemed North Melbourne. So I'll put this stat to you. North Melbourne had 9 of the top 12 possession getters.
Yeah, so he's just sharing the ball around.
We had the ball. We just kept turning the ball over.
And the ruckman, was it Sherry? He's pretty good. I like watching him.
Christy Cherry had 25. Jaden Stevenson, 26. Luke Davies Jr. 31. Tom Powell, 34. Sheasel, 36. Simpkin, Warlaw, Tucker, and Phillips all round out that top 10.
It's huge. It is absolutely
huge.
And Sheasel got 36 touches. And I think he went at like 80% efficiency.
I don't have his efficiency, but he kicked a goal too. Should have had 2.
Hang on, let me have a look. 80.6% efficiency.
So his season averages now are 30 touches, 4 clearances, and a goal a game.
Yeah, that's huge.
So that's a big season average.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, we can talk about North all day, so we better keep going.
Time flies. We have to keep flash. How many of these have I had?
No more J-ups for you, Aggie.
Welcome also, Brody. Brody's here there with Zoe as well.
G'day, guys.
It was
Essendon
pretty close
are the
until
gift that keep on giving this year. So I was just catching up on chat. We'll get into that. There's a lot of stuff coming up with Moistie's minutes, so we don't want to go into too much depth about it.
But yeah, like the Gold Coast Lions game was pretty close up until about half time, and they just slowly just pulled away.
Yeah, I think it was 3/4 time I was still watching it. The game was still live.
Yep.
And it was about 12 points, and then Brisbane pulled away in the last quarter.
Hipwood's move down back was good. What really surprised me, I actually tipped Suns, A, because it was at home, but B, Brisbane's backline is gone. They've got
no one.
They've got defense. Hipwood playing defense, and he actually played quite well.
But do you know what Brisbane say? We don't care. We're going to kick a score. You come with us if you can. And the only way to beat Brisbane at the moment is you've got to kick over 100 points because they're going to kick over 100 points.
Well, they kicked 93, but they had 28 scoring shots to 20. So that's the game right there. There was a Mark of the Year contester from King, got up pretty high, took a very nice mark. But I think Lachie Neale is getting another 3 votes for this game.
Oh, I think he's going to be hard to beat in the Brownlow again. There's no one taking votes off him up there. It's his to lose at this point in time.
Yep.
Dacos had about a 5-week period where he was pretty quiet.
Only way if he loses it, if he gets tagged again. I don't reckon he would have scored well last week when he got tagged.
Yep. Yeah, there's probably really only 2 that could take votes off him, and potentially 3, but not consistently is the third one. So Rayner would not take votes off him consistently, but the last few weeks he's been having some pretty good games.
Where's
and
then
Zorko's the man. Yeah. I think him and Zorko will be getting the 2s and 3s, but predominantly, if he's not getting 3, he's getting 2 in that team at the moment.
Yep. Agreed with that, definitely. But they're just so strong across the field, Brisbane. I don't see a weakness. Obviously, the defense at the moment, but they've got an elite midfield. They've got an elite forward line. And when they've got their full defense, they've got an elite defensive system. So
yeah, it's very scary.
I think it's theirs to lose right now.
I reckon
it is theirs to lose right now.
Then against Hawthorn will be like a cracking game. Go over 3.
It'll be
probably not
a
300, but yeah, it'll be up. I'll be up there in at least close to 250.
I think Brisbane will wear Hawthorn down just because they're a bit more experienced in that regard.
Hit them a lot harder.
But we've been saying that about Hawthorn for 10 weeks.
I mean, come finals, though. If they play them in finals.
They can't keep this up. They can't keep this up. They can't. I watched their game, and I watched the whole lot. The game was over, but I was excited watching Hawthorn.
How good were they?
They're winning by 10 goals.
We'll get to them.
They're trying to grind down that.
We'll get to them, boys. All right.
All right. So then we've got the other game. Oh, you finished with that game, boys?
Yeah,
mate. Yeah, I was just going to say St Kilda Bombers next.
All right, St Kilda Bombers. Now, this was a funny game for me, just because we were sitting at the pub with both the screens going, and we saw an Essendon fan. Now, Dunny was at the football, and where he normally sits is where this Essendon fan threw his scarf on the ground. So I'm sitting there with boys. There's a group of boys over there saying, "Hey, someone's just throwing the scarf on." So I've got on the phone to Dunny, and I've gone, "Do you throw the scarf on the field?" These blokes in front of me just cracked up laughing. Dunny's like, "Nah, the bloke was just in front of us. Like, he's thrown it on. They've given it back to him. He's thrown it on again." So Essendon not happy.
I saw a video of the the supporters as Essendon players were going down into the race and they were swearing and hurling abuse. And I don't agree with that. And I know Carlton supporters have been the same in the past. I don't think it's very fair.
I can agree with the frustration, but there's ways to take it out. You don't scream at players for doing it. Look at North Melbourne. We could be doing that every game, but we're not. Look at you were last year. You just snuck into 8. Everyone's been saying you've been overperforming this year. You had an elite start to the year. You haven't shown up when it's mattered, but that's because they're still a young side.
Hang on, not everyone's saying they've been outperforming, mate. You've been on there.
I've been on their bad wagon. I have. No, I 110%. I thought Bombers were flowing along. I thought they were good, but a lot of their players have been overperforming when you go back and look at it.
But have we underestimated Ross Lyon footy? We've all been bagging them out all week, saying blah blah blah. His play's too defensive, should run and gun. Now they've got the defensive down pat, and teams aren't scoring against them. And now they're starting to attack, and they're coming with force, and they're putting points on, not letting teams score.
Yeah,
maybe he's the way to go. Maybe
this wasn't the Ross Lyon style. We picking on Ross Lyon style because he's not playing Ross Lyon style now.
Well, maybe
letting them attack.
Maybe he was knuckling down on getting the defensive stuff right first before he hits the attack.
But a lot of this game I watched, there was no defense from St Kilda. They were all attack. They took off. It wasn't the style that they're used to playing where they all flood back and now. It was, no, we're going. You get the ball, we're going. And it was attacking football, scoring.
They've done this for quarters during the season. They just haven't done it for a full game.
The last 4 weeks, they have been electric. Since that Sydney game, they have not looked back. And if they had started it 4 weeks early, we'd be saying they're the Hawthorn of the comp. Them and Hawthorn coming, and they'd be charging for finals.
Do you think they can still make it? They're on 8 wins.
No, they've got to. I think they're 2.5 games out of the 8, and the ones that are out of the 8, you've got Hawthorn and Bulldogs. Yeah, so you're going to have to rely on
3 games out.
Yeah, 3 games out. But the ones they're going to have to rely on kicking them out, Hawthorn and Bulldogs aren't going to keep losing. They're going to keep winning. So you're going to have to rely on Carlton shit in the bed, Port Adelaide shit in the bed, and Geelong shit in the bed for those to get in. And then they've got to win every game on the trot home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah,
it's still mathematically possible. Though.
When you start saying it's still mathematically possible, it's not mathematically possible. It is over.
It's between Hawthorn and Bulldogs, and I think Bulldogs run home. I think their tough one is the last one against GWS.
Well, we were just talking about this earlier, but we'll get more into this in Moisty's minute. But I don't think it's out of those two now. I think they both make it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And we'll get into this in a minute.
We'll cover that off too. It was good to see Parrish back. Had a pretty quiet game, but good to see him back on the park for the Bombers, and really good to see Nazaya Wanganeen-Millera tear it up again, as he has been nearly all season.
And this is what I was going to bring. You know how we said they don't have a player? I think they found it. And I was close to putting him in their game-winning play early. Marshall. I think Marshall dominated this game, and if he's up and running like this, he's been up and running for the last 4 weeks, and they've been winning games off his middle craft alone, I think. Yep. I think he's their care factor now. I think Marshall's the man, and they've got to hang on to him.
I would like to add to that, and I would like to say Liam Henry as well. He had an outstanding patch.
Against Sydney.
Even when they were losing, he was outstanding. He's got the X factor about him, and it's just disappointing he's injured.
Just to catch up on that too, Zoe's got, that's yucky. Just don't show up like the Richmond supporters. Like, heck no, we have to beat Brisbane, and she's got snazzy.
Snazzy. Interesting. What's snazzy, Zoe?
I don't know what snazzy is. But then I suppose, so it was a great performance by St Kilda. Essendon, we'll get to them. We'll get some abuse coming to them. So, Dunny, don't tune in later if you don't want to hear it. But
all right, moving on. Demons and the Giants. What a cracking game.
It was a cracking game. Two points in it.
I loved how in the fourth quarter, Giants come out, smashed 4 goals on in 4 minutes, really put the lead out there, and then Demons just clawed their way back. I actually thoroughly enjoyed that.
Well, I can't help you two with these games because I was at Deadpool for these ones, and you Deadpool Wolverine.
You were. I saw bits and pieces of it. This is probably the first game I saw all weekend. So
yeah,
but it was only the sort of the end of it. It was cracking last quarter. Pressure was high. Turnovers were intense. Yeah, it was just a really enjoyable finish to the game. Jesse Hogan kicked another 4 goals though. He's having such a good
You know
season.
what? The only thing I saw about that is how many times, and people on social media will be going crazy about Jesse Hogan get out of the way when he was running into the open goal and kicked it into Jesse instead of handballing it to him.
Yeah.
Jesse Hogan handballs it. Why would you not handball it to Hogan? He's in the
Correct.
square. You run in and kick it into him.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like you can't say, "Oh, that's Hogan trying to win a Coleman." Hogan gives those off.
He gave one off in the last quarter.
Yeah.
He gives those off.
He drew someone in, gave the hands over the top to a player who then handballed to Toby Green. Like,
But
no,
even he was running into an open goal. That's an easy handball. Like,
Yeah.
and we saw Hogan the week before. He gave one of those in the square off, and he got asked about that afterwards in the interview. Why'd you give that?
yeah, it's because it's a team game. That's the way he plays.
Yeah. So it was funny. It was hilarious, but that should have been a handball.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. 100%. Good to see Whitfield have another good game. Tom Green's hit a bit of form after that slump of about 4 to 5 weeks. So it's good to see him back up. Clayton Oliver, still not sold. I think he's not having the preseason that he usually does. Has really impacted him. He had a lot of meters gained with 26 touches, but the Demons are definitely missing Petrarca.
Do you think, for his perspective, now this is not speaking as a Melbourne, think as his perspective, would it be better for him to move or stay at the Demons?
I reckon stay.
You reckon stay?
Yeah, I reckon stay. Give it a real red hot crack in the preseason. Get his fitness up. Because we've seen it. Oliver, Petrarca, Viney, and Gawn breaking through that middle is just fantastic.
He's elite, yep.
So I think that they're still very good. They can still play towards a flag. And then they've also got Rivers running through there as well, who's excellent.
Who's turned next level this year too. Rivers,
Yeah.
he's really come along.
Yeah. So no, I think he should stay. But Giants looked a little shaky in the end.
Looked a bit shaky, but they've been in some elite form lately.
They have definitely. All right, let's keep moving on. We got the Derby,
Clash of the West.
and wasn't there some clashes in this game?
Well, bit
Mate, there was.
but it was. I think Eagles were in front up until half time, and then Dockers just in the third, and they kept pulling away.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Eagles were. I actually thought Eagles might have come away with the win, and then after half time they just fell asleep.
A bit of heat too, but that just shows the maturity of Fremantle now because they gave that one away earlier in the year when they lost the lead.
Yep.
I think they're a good side this year, Fremantle, and they're coming along very nicely.
They are. And all the hate that they were getting early season because they weren't in the form that they needed to be in.
Yeah.
To turn that right around and now sit third on the ladder. I think they're third. Are they third on the ladder? Yeah. Third on the ladder. I think is fantastic.
And the
I
MRO.
haven't watched their football, but I remember like we were saying earlier on that it's a lot like Ross Lyon, like defensive, slow, but have they turned that around?
Well, no, they're full attack now. They were defensive early. They're just all out attack. They did what St Kilda should have done when St Kilda should have done what they did when they done it and flipped the switch then. Because since the bye rounds, I think it's been all out attack.
They were the first ones to beat Sydney besides Richmond. And then for Zoe and chat, Snazzy is Snazzy Miller. Artie's put we beat GWS next game, then give free kick Carlton a lesson.
Piss off, Hardy. I actually think you guys will beat us, let's be honest.
Yep. Oh, I think you will too.
Best players for this game, we had Brayshaw, 36 touches, 7 tackles, 5 clearances. Sarong, 32 touches, 10 clearances, 525 metres gained. And then for the Eagles, Tim Kelly, 32 touches, 5 clearances. And Harley Reid, 29 touches, 3 tackles, and 10 clearances. Big game for him.
A bit of controversy in this one too. We've got the Maynard free kick. Did you boys see that incident?
No,
I did not.
So the Maynard grand final on Brayshaw. Andy Brayshaw's copped one.
Oh.
Exact same thing. So we'll get a test of this new rule.
Interesting.
Someone jumped up for a smother and then shoulder to the face.
Who did it?
The other brother. Alan, maybe?
Oscar?
Couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Anyone in chat, if you did see it, please let us know.
But I know, that rule will get a test in now because it's identical to what Maynard did, only he didn't come off concussed.
Do you know what I It will be interesting to see the result of that and the footage. I might go searching for it when I can. Something that really surprised me is Nat Fyfe, 55% time on ground. And there was a play where he did something and that the camera went to the coach's box and Nat Fyfe stuffed it up and Longmuir cracked the shit. He like threw his headset off and he was like, what the fuck is he doing? I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And then we move into the Collingwood-Richmond game, and just off that, we got the Docs put in chat, Dacos boys, 74 touches between them. But it's like one match. It's been offered one match for Angus Brayshaw.
And do you know who done it, Turtle?
Yeah, was it Ellen? Whilst Turtle's typing.
So while we get to that, Eggy, your boys.
I didn't get to see. They got the win, yes, but I didn't get to see much of the game as Ava had footy, and then we were out for lunch straight afterwards. So I was sort of watching a bit on my phone and.
Yeah,
I'll be present in the moment as well. Pardon?
Did Ava get 18 touches in the first quarter as well?
No, she got 19.
Yes, Dacos just lit one up. I had messaged you about that because I've been giving him a hard time, but I think he's going to be too far behind in the Brownlow now. He had a 5 or 6 period week where he done nothing.
And then
the way the others are going.
You're cutting in and out, does he?
I think he might have had a quiet second half because he was at 97 on Supercoach, and I think like a.
No, he ended up with 42. I still can't hear you, does he? You're talking.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now.
147.
Yeah, but he ended up with 42 touches, I think. So, not a quiet day at all.
No, quite. It was 18 in the first quarter.
Yeah, and 11 clearances.
Yep.
600. Had 12 score assists too, I believe.
It wasn't the footy chat. They were asking how many hard balls, but
I did try to do a bit into that, but he had 3 clearances and he had 18 contested. So
yeah, contestants a hard ball.
Yeah, it's hard ball. Well, it might not be a hard ball. Hard ball gets off the deck, isn't it?
Yeah,
you get a handball and still being contested.
When they're coming off the deck, they're going to deck.
So contested still, he could have a tagger hanging on to him and get a handball. That's contested.
Gotcha. I just want to point out, he got 613 meters gained. Josh got 798.
He had 30 touches as well, 32, I think.
Yeah, correct. That is
he got
massive.
42 and 7. Yeah.
That's 800 meters gained. That'd be near a record, surely.
I couldn't tell you. You probably should have done a bit of research before the game, Teddy.
I didn't realize
it probably is like a bit easier on the wing because you get that extra bit of space and you got the one man on. So you break free of that man, you can get a few little runs on.
Yeah. So it sort of broke away. Sorry?
The record was Chad Wingard back in round 15 in 2017, registered 1,037 meters gained.
Not even close to the record.
when you said Chad Wingard, I pictured Chad Warner. I'm like, of course.
All right, so Richmond in a bit of trouble. I think they're
tanking.
I don't know. Yeah, they've got picks. I think they're going to get a few picks from Freo.
Half their team going. Well, some of their team going over to the west. The other one going up to the Gold Coast. So
yeah, I think they're going to have a predator. I think they'll end up having 4 or 5 first round picks when all the trades are done this year. So
I was wrong.
They're in a rebuild.
I was wrong. Sorry. The North Melbourne boy has it.
Melbourne boy.
Yeah, 38 disposals, 5 score involvements, and 6 intercepts to go with an impressive 1,169 meters gained for Aaron Hall.
A big Hall.
Massive. Sorry, just thought I'd...
You just cut me off. I've lost my train of thought, Tuzzy.
I thought you'd be happy with that being a North boy.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I was never really a fan of Hall.
Sorry.
Yeah, so Richmond, they're going to have 4 or 5 early picks, so they're definitely trying to get in the rebuild before Tassie, I think, and start from ground up again.
Question without notice. What senior players do they get rid of so they can increase their picks?
So I don't think it's a matter of them wanting to get rid of them. I think Bolton wants out. Rioli wants out.
Bolton and Baker want to go west?
Baker wants to go west. Rioli wants to go west. Bolton wants out. I don't think...
Rioli wants to go north.
Yeah.
North, does he? Yeah, that's right, north. Baker and Bolton.
Or north to Gold Coast.
Gold Coast.
So it's Bolton. No, I think that was Bolton. Baker and Rioli want to go west. Bolton
Rioli halfback at the Suns, and then Baker and Bolton West, because they're both from
West, yeah.
over there.
And then you've also got Dusty leaving, which they'll get a pick for. Probably won't be a high pick, but I think West Coast are the prime team to do it because they've got Collingwood's pick, their own pick, and I think another pick off another club. Might be even North Melbourne.
Imagine the picks they could get from those players. They're all good players.
Yeah.
They could really set the tone, go to the draft hard, and in 3 to 4 years start getting back up the ladder.
Yeah, be ready to go. Because I think if you're going to go to the draft, like Collingwood, I think they need to retire a few of their senior players, head to the draft. They've got no picks, so I don't know how they're going to do it, but they need to do it soon because in 2 years, Tassie's going to clean it out.
Correct.
You can't rebuild in 2 years. You've got to get in now, got to get in first, or you're going to be a while before you can rebuild out of that draft again.
Exactly. All right, let's keep moving through, guys. We have
Swannies v Bulldogs, where the back line's been injury ridden.
Well, backline's been decimated. I think they had another one drop today, and that showed the blue bigs down at Bulldogs were just all over the Swans today.
Even though I heard from listening to it on the radio and stuff that even the supporters are walking out at the third quarter was an almost empty stadium.
Yeah, well, they couldn't stop the calls because they lost a defender last week. They lost Melcham, I think, this week. Their backline was already in trouble. And this is how you're going to get the Swans now. I think the Bulldogs, Brisbane, all the tall teams the Swans aren't going to be able to compete with.
Yeah, correct. Jamari Ugelhagen's been in some bloody fantastic form the last few weeks.
Oh, ripper form.
I think he's averaging 4 goals a game and more than 10 or 12 disposals as well. So he's been fantastic, but he's also doing the team things of tackling and actually trying to give the hands off. So
yeah. And we said mid-season Sydney couldn't get enough injuries to hurt them. Well, they've had 2 midfielders go down, 3 defenders go down. They had a forward go down. There's another small forward. So maybe they can get enough injuries to hurt them. They're on a world of hurt at the moment.
Well, I saw I was listening to AFL Daily, and they said that the problem that Sydney have is they've had such a consistent team all year. Now that they've got injuries, they actually don't have the same chemistry.
Yeah, well, because the like when you get 2 or 3 injuries here and 2 or 3, you can bring players up and they get to work in the ones. But now they're having to bring 2s up that haven't played with the team all year.
Exactly. But
so hopefully they get back to full strength before we start hitting finals because they've obviously been the team to beat all year. So we don't want to lose one of them due to injuries right before finals.
Yeah, correct. Tell you what, though, just one more thing about Sydney before we move on to the Doggies. Matt Roberts had 36 touches and 895 metres gained. That's massive. How good are the Dogs looking at the moment, though?
Oh, fly. As they're one of those 2 out of the 8, them and Hawthorn, they just look like they can't be beat.
Yep. 27 scoring shots to 11. That's a domination.
Yeah, absolutely dominated.
And their pressure from start to finish was amazing. Since Waitman's...
Treloar looked back in pretty good form too today.
Yeah, 40 touches he ended up with.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see if Swans don't get their injuries back. I think they're in a lot of trouble. And I think with the Dogs, if they don't I don't think they'll make top 4, but I don't think they need to. They're in such good form that I feel like anyone that plays them will be scared.
Well, that's them and the next team as well. But yeah, it's the Dogs and Hawthorn coming into that 8, and you don't want to play them on the run home. They're both in amazing form. Them, Bulldogs, Freo, and Hawks.
Yep.
They're all in ripper form, and you don't want to be able to play in one of them to hold your spot.
And Jones finally has another twin tall down there in lob.
In lob, yeah. Everyone thought, he's done it once against North, who cares? But look, he's just he's the man down there now. I don't see him leaving now. I see him staying at the Doggies and just persistent across that halfback.
Yep. And he plays well down there. This is what I don't understand. Like, he played very well today.
But a lot of forwards that go down back when they're struggling in forwards do that because they attack the ball. Instead of worrying about the player, backmen grow up worrying about player, forwards grow up worrying about the ball. So these guys, they fly the ball.
There's a bit of pious going on in chat as well.
Of course there is. I'm assuming Turtles in chat.
Ducks on Taz and Will check out some of the the great marks of Elliott and Hill took today. Turtles also got. So what you're saying is Sydney are feeling what Collingwood has all year, crying laughing face, and Doc's got Turtle 2 most injuries this year, or 2nd most injuries this year, and then Turtles got to get Bont can't win the Brownlow because of Treloar.
I think Bonk still can. Bonk can 110% win the Brownlow because Treloar hasn't been doing it all year. Bont's been the man there. He's been the only man there.
I reckon after round 20, I reckon Nick Dacos is trying to mark.
Ooh, big call.
I don't think so. I think Nick's had a very quiet last couple of weeks.
Someone clip that, please.
Who? Oh, Turtle.
Anyone clip that. Just Eggy's big call.
Yep.
Yeah. Dacos in front.
Yep.
But then again, I did say Dacos because of last year's, the umpire might favour him because of what happened last year. It happened with
had too many losses for him to win.
Yeah.
Potentially. All right, we've got to keep moving. We're 5 minutes over.
Last game, Adelaide Crows versus Hawthorn. Now, it was pretty close.
I watched
till half-time, and then Hawthorn
all this game, yeah.
Yeah, put on the afterburners and just took off and won by another 10 goals.
They're just quick.
Yeah.
They're quick, they're fast, they're cocky, the pressure.
The pressure is elite for 4 quarters.
I've never seen a team celebrate so hard, but I love it.
Yeah, it's so
I
good.
used to hate it, but I love it. I love all the little things they got going on. Last week, Ginnivan's getting photos taken of him, and I just love it. I love everything.
They're bringing a bit of FIFA to it. I think they play a fair bit of FIFA off the field, but they're a team that you want to watch. The only disappointing thing is they're friggin' supporters.
What's wrong with
their supporters?
Oh, mate.
I live with one of them.
Hawks supporters are great. I've never
you're
had
only
a bad
upset
thing about
because they come out of the woodworks and all that's all you're hearing from lately.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
No. I get it all the time from Artie. Every week it's like Bag and Carlton. Every week, even when Hawthorn.
I was like, I'm walking out of the game last week, heading over to the Storm game, and we're getting messages from him. Never got a message before, but I got little Hawk pictures.
Yep.
I'm like, well done. Good on him.
No, life's good down at Hawthorn Town. Yes, I agree. Life's good down there.
Life's good.
Yeah, they're and if they miss, this will be the most unlucky team to miss finals if they miss finals because they'll go. I don't think if they make finals, I think they're going deep in finals. I don't think they're just making numbers up. If they make it, I think they go deep in finals.
Well, like I said weeks ago,
can we have a look at
like I said months ago, Hawthorn have 2016 Bulldogs about them.
Yep.
I reckon better.
Or Baby Bombers, I heard during the week.
Yeah, Baby Bombers, that's another one.
Yep. They just look fantastic. Marbiot Chol kicked another 2 goals today.
He looks elite.
He does, doesn't he?
But they've worked out he's not an endurance machine. So what Mitchell's doing is playing him full forward and pitch hitting in the ruck.
Yeah.
And he's loving it.
That's all he needs to do. He also is playing for the team. Even when there was like 5 minutes to go, fullback for Adelaide was about to kick out, and he played on, and Marbiot Chol's diving like Superman to try and smother the ball. That's what they're playing like at the moment. That shows the kind of culture that they've built.
And these young, small forwards, you got the Wizard, Ginnivan, Moore. They're just electric. They're just getting up the ground, and defenders can't go because who has a small defender anymore? There's no small defenders in the game anymore, and they've got 3 small forwards.
The Wizard is fiery. Just on that, I think Michael Laney from Adelaide might get a few weeks as well. There was a bit of a mallee, bit of a hit to the head, to the sternum as well before that started the mallee. So it wouldn't surprise me if he gets at least 2 to 3.
I think there'll be a few fines in this one. I watched most of this game, and there was like an 18-person brawl in this game too.
There was. And Zoe's got here, I liked their Guernsey today as well. Yeah, Hawks.
Yeah, the white Guernsey. Yep.
Yeah.
So fantastic. All right. That's the round results, everybody. Do we want to look at the ladder, or what do you want to do here, boys?
I'll just doing a quick little ladder prediction, see where we're at.
He's doing a quick predictor on there. No, that's all right. We're off to Moisey's minute. We'll get it here because that'll cover most of that anyway.
All right, let's do that. So
have you set it up right? Because I'm going to just go straight from canvas here on my screen.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so Moisey's minute's a bit different. We're going to go over the teams just outside the 8 and what I think's happening with these teams. So we've got the first one is the Flag Hunters. These are the teams that are flag hunting at the moment. We've got Sydney, but their injuries are starting to heat up. I think Sydney are in a bit of strife with their injuries. Brisbane, obviously, and Freo. What do you boys think of those three? Flag hunting.
Yes. I'm still on the fence about Freo.
I am on the fence with Freo, and I think you should replace them with the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs are coming up, mate. They've got their own segment. Oh, then we slide over to the second segment. What is happening at Carlton? Is it the same old Navy Blues?
Piss off. Nah, just in a slump, mate. Every team.
Yep, Sydney's doing it as well.
Because I went through their games. I can't see you beating Hawthorn. St Kilda beat you this one that shows up this week.
And then bringing kryptonite too.
And then you've got Collingwood who are trying to fire and fight in there too. I see you guys winning one game on the trip home and falling out of the eight if you don't correct this slump.
I think I agree with you. If we don't correct the slump, we're in a lot of trouble. But I back the boys in. I think we'll turn it around. I think we will beat Collingwood. But yeah, we've got to do something.
Two might not be enough though. You might need 3 wins. These teams attacking you from outside the 8.
Potentially. Normally 12 wins is enough to make the 8, but because the ladder's so tight, you just don't know.
All right. You got anyone about the Carlton there, Egi, or?
Nah, just I think they're all right. Yeah.
All right. Then we've got the next one, and this one needs a parachute. Now, Essendon. This is the biggest slide in Australia at the moment. These guys need a parachute to stop this free fall. They are falling and they are falling hard.
They are.
They've jumped off the friggin' aeroplane well and truly and not attached any parachutes themselves.
No, there was no parachutes. But like, this team, I was talking a month ago, they couldn't miss finals. Now they can't make it.
You put the early pro. That's what you did.
Yeah.
Physically impossible for Essendon to make finals.
Not your fault. You went the
early. It's my
pro.
fault. Sorry, Donny. But yeah, I thought that was because the fans are getting frustrated. I heard even the commentators, they're like, now the 3 biggest slides in the world, they named the 2 biggest slides, and then they had Essendon at third. I think Essendon's taken the top. That was 2 weeks ago. They were in third. Essendon's the biggest slide at the moment.
I haven't rated
those guys a parachute.
Have not rated them all year.
No, get them a parachute.
What about in chat, guys? Have any of you actually rated Essendon? Because I certainly have not.
Well, I can probably speak for Doc and Turtle. We all hate Essendon in that Anzac Day clash sort of rivalry throughout the start of time. Not really the start of time, but yeah. So I've always been against them, but yeah, they haven't done enough to show me.
Yeah. All right, so my next one is your guess is as good as mine. We've got Geelong and Port Adelaide in that. I don't know what one's going to show up. I don't know which team's going to show up weekly.
Yeah.
They're going to win next week. They're going to lose. I don't know.
Well, Port have won 4 out of their last 5. So I think, and so have Geelong, to be fair.
Yeah. But they have an average one against Bulldog, and then Port had an average one a couple of weeks ago. So I don't know where they're still going.
I sort of put them at the same boat as
well,
Freo. You got Freo in there too.
Yeah.
Where are we? So Geelong, their loss out of the last 5 games was to the Bulldogs. Port Adelaide's loss was to Gold Coast. And then before that, I think they got smashed by they beat the Dogs convincingly. And that's when the Dogs turned the
that's
table.
When the Dogs turned the corner.
Yeah. But
so those two I'm too unsure on to make a call on those two yet.
Definitely agree with you about Geelong. Actually I agree with you about both.
All right, then we've got the final segment. Now, what's this grey horse from the back? But this is Dogs and Hawthorn charging at the 8. Got a little video.
Yeah, you'll have to move his head, I think.
This is the Hawks coming down the outside from last to first. Pretty much is what looks like it's happening, is it?
This is Hawks and Dogs coming to storm. I can't see the video, so I'm just going to call it. Just tell me when it's finished.
It's finished.
So that's Hawthorn and Dogs charging into this 8, and I truly think they both make it. If Carlton doesn't sort their stuff out, one of these teams will take their spot. Same with Geelong and Port Adelaide. I think one of them make it, and if one of the other, Port, Geelong, or Carlton, bugger up their run home, the other team takes that spot.
Yep.
So do you think that 2 out of those 3 will fall, and both Hawks and Bulldogs will make it?
You only need 1 out of those 3 to fall.
I think.
So Dogs are in the 8 already.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Port Adelaide, Geelong, or Carlton to fall over, and Hawthorn will gobble that spot up.
Yeah, well, I think Bulldogs got the easier run home than Hawthorn. So I think Hawthorn got to hit GWS and
Brisbane.
And Brisbane.
but they also got North Melbourne and Richmond, I believe. So, no, Carlton. So they got Carlton in 2 weeks, which I think they beat now.
Yep.
Bulldogs is a 50-50. They both play a very similar side of football. We'll see
That'll be a cracking game.
How convincing Hawthorn are then. North Melbourne, they get over the line easy. So that might be the game to get them into finals.
Yep. Just catch up on chat here. Doc's got Bombers are out of petrol. They've had an easy draw. And then Turtle's got Collingwood beat Carlton. They will go on and make the 8. I
don't think they can. No, even if they beat.
I think they have to win all 3. And then I think it's,
win all 4.
Win all 4. And who's that? That's Carlton. Then we've got Sydney. Then we have Brisbane. Then we have Melbourne. So we've got to win.
Well, you guys are only 4 points behind Hawthorn and Bulldogs. So you need Bulldogs.
But then we need like Port Adelaide.
One of those teams to drop 2.
You need 2 of them. Yeah, you need 2 of them. Like we need Port Adelaide, and I think one of the other teams.
The thing he's missing too is you're 6% behind Port Adelaide, 4% behind Hawthorn, and 13% behind Bulldogs. So you need to pick up 2 games. You can't just win one and get even with them. You need to get in front of them to your percentage track.
Yeah, so
I don't think they can make it.
Drop 3 games, but I think Port's probably got the harder run than like Hawthorn. I think like Port and Carlton come up against each other, and Port and Geelong. So it's between one of those 3 because those sort of games that came up against each other.
And that's what I mean. If Carlton don't flick the switch, they've got a pretty tough run now with St Kilda performing, Hawthorn performing. You got Collingwood put on a show today. I still think they beat Collingwood pretty easy. And then I don't know who. I think they play West Coast though, so they've got effectively 2 wins, Carlton, but they still can't afford to drop both. Then they need to win one of the other 2.
Yeah, I'm not confident we'll finish top 4. No.
Oh, you're definitely not finishing top 4. I've got nowhere near top 4 anymore.
I think I had as 5th or 6th when I redid my predictor, but
because top 3 set, that top 3 is not getting touched, and you've got 5 teams.
Well, I think Freo play Port Adelaide too, so.
Yeah. Jeez, it's going to be a cracking finish.
Yeah.
It's going to be a huge finish.
It's going to be explosive, boys. That's what it's going to be.
But I do genuinely think it's 9th and above now.
Yep.
I think 10th and below is out of the race.
I think so too, but I still have hope.
It's Hawthorn and above.
If you're below the 9, you have to win every single game, every last game. And that doesn't even guarantee you'll make it.
I still think there is a possibility that Melbourne and Collingwood can sneak in, but it's going to take a lot of work.
Well, you've got to look at their percentage.
To them, the last game was like they play each other the last game. So.
But they play each other, which is going to be a hard, close game. And then they've got to make up, if we're saying Hawthorn makes 8, they've got to make up 3%. But Hawthorn's out of the 8. So we're thinking one of the other teams. Port Adelaide's 106, Geelong's 109, GWS is 111, Carlton's 112. So they've got to make that extra game or 10%.
Yeah, correct.
So I think it's near impossible for Essendon below.
Collingwood will beat Carlton by 100 points next week.
Hope so.
All right, let's keep moving on. Great change up, Moisty. I liked it.
Yeah, that was a good little segment. I didn't mind changing that one up. I did a bit of homework today and put a bit of those little slides together.
That was good. Really good. All right, here we go.
Right,
one of our favourites.
Deep drive. We've got like a little intro now because we skipped the intro on Moisty's minute.
Oh, beautiful.
So this week I've gone a little bit off topic. I wanted to bring up a chat about the Olympics in France. The opening ceremony had 9,000 athletes going down the river in barges and boats, which we know from COVID that when the AFL did it was an epic fail. And then in their opening ceremony, they cut into mid-scenes to a fashion show. They got all around the town on roofs. Had the rail attacks causing chaos in the high-speed rail networks with people trying to get into the town. Athletes being targeted by thieves. I think, pull your socks up, France. I think they're doing a shocking job of the Olympics.
I'm dead set with you on that one because the Aussie boys, lucky they didn't have their bikes in them, but the BMX, they got their van broken into.
Yeah,
all their stuff styles. They're sleeping on cardboard beds.
Yep.
No air conditioning.
The girl who got raped by 5 guys.
Yeah.
Well, like it's horrific.
I wasn't going to mention that either.
Yeah. That's so like me living in a house full of girls. That's so triggering. That
it's so bad. This is what I mean though. Like they've done it very, very poorly. They haven't increased police presence. They haven't done anything to actually make it worth.
But then they spent so much on the opening ceremony that everyone thinks it was just like a High School Musical bloody tatted up thing that they got.
But
Yeah.
the opening ceremony is supposed to be about the athletes, and the whole ceremony was happening away from the athletes.
Yeah.
They were on barges down the river, and it was pissing down rain. So they were sitting on a barge, getting covered in rain.
Some guy with a mask on, like it looked like he's out of Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. I like that run. He was running the torch along the roofs of France. I thought that was good. Bit of parkour.
Yeah.
They also had the Last Supper where they
that was the guy laying down on the pork or whatever it was. I don't know. That was a bit.
Yeah. No, I think they've royally hugged it up. The Olympics are supposed to be a great spectacle for everyone. I don't think that opening ceremony was very good.
But who I would like to see it is like Dubai. You know, like when they had the World Cup of Soccer there, and it was pretty good. Like, and their crime rate is good. But I think like the dress code for the Olympics probably won't be up to standard for somewhere like that.
Yeah, and I do think they're struggling to get countries to bid on it now because it's not worth it.
So
they make you build real.
You speak to they're every country's losing hundreds of millions to billions of dollars.
Well, they've got to make specific stadiums, and there's a stadium for who had it Tokyo last year. Tokyo built a stadium, it was like $140 million. It has not been used since the Olympics. And it cost them it's like $2 or $3 million a year to keep it going, and it hasn't been used since the Olympics. They reckon France, who was it? America's already got the 2032 or something, or 2028 because no one else bid. They were the only ones that bid.
I think Los Angeles got Hollywood's got the money. But yeah, well, Brisbane's got the 2032 now, don't they? Is that what's going on, or they put the bid in, or?
I think they've put a bid in, so they'll just automatically get it because they reckon countries it's not worth it.
Yeah, pretty much. Egi, that was more like a deep, deep dagger.
Deep dagger, but no, it was good though. I enjoyed it because I like the Olympics, and normally I get around the Olympics and stay up to all hours watching it, but I haven't found myself doing that this year.
It's too hard with the time difference.
I don't mind that. Like, it's on at the moment. You can go watch the early stuff, and I watched the gold medal race last night, so that was pretty exciting.
You don't sleep though, Tom.
But we're running a bit behind time. We better move on. I think.
Sorry, I held us. Moisty's minutes just held us all up. It's like a Moisty 20-minute.
All right. Now we get to the viewer questions, boys.
We do.
All right. We'll kick it straight off. We'll get straight into it. We've got 7 minutes remaining.
I could do it in 2.
First question submitted is from Talking Everything AFL. Thank you for your submission, mate. The Crows need a midfielder. Should they keep their pick 5 and draft a midfielder?
I think they should trade the mid 5 and someone to get in the midfielder. I think they're better off getting a proven midfielder, a young.
Well, they need one now, don't they? But I don't know who's got a midfielder to get. They might attach Shield maybe, but I don't think he's the midfielder they're looking for.
I don't know. Because they kind of got the big body one, so they do need a bit of speed, and Shield might give them that outside run.
Yeah.
That's probably not a bad suggestion, to be honest.
Yeah, that was the only one I could think of, was probably Shield coming out of Essendon.
Yep. They might even be able to chase Carroll from Carlton. He's a younger midfielder who's not getting game time.
But then you might as well go, if you're going to trace him, you might as well just go straight from the draft. These draft kids coming up this year are going to be elite, some of them.
Oh, it depends how quickly they want to push for a flag. Carroll's been in the system for 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
He's actually good.
We've also got Phillips. Now, he's shown a bit of dash at North Melbourne.
Yep.
He's looking elsewhere because he's not getting game time. You've got 3 or 4 midfielders behind the made midfielders at North, so you could look at some of their been developing.
Yeah, correct. No, I think definitely even Jackson Binns from Carlton's reserves as well. Great question, Talking Everything AFL. Okay.
Can we catch up and catch it quickly? Doc's put next week's show a tribute to Pendle's 400. Oh, it could be. He's got Zizou was the only highlight. Doc's got the AFP are in France, so is the Army. To help clearly isn't working. So he's got real question is, will Katy Perry be better than Celine Dion? I reckon 100% sure.
I think she will. Yeah, we're going to see some fireworks on Grand Final day.
Yep.
She might even roar.
All right, move on to the next question.
Carlton.but.Star Wars, and such a good Instagram page, guys. If you haven't checked it out, you need to. And it's not just because it's Carlton. The posts are actually quite amusing. All right. Who are your top 4 seeds at the moment?
Oh, we done this last week, but I can go first if you want, boys, because I've
Sure.
actually already got mine. So we've got Swans. I don't think they can lose top 4 spot from here. Brisbane, Fremantle, and then I've got GWS as well coming home strong.
I'm going to say, well, I interpret that who's our top 4 seeds, as in who are the top 4 we think is going to win the flag.
That's what I've got it as too.
Oh, so not top 4 of the ladder?
No.
Top 4 seeds. Oh, I've got different top 4 seeds.
So I've got Brisbane, Western Bulldogs. I've still got Carlton, and that could just be me being biased. And then I've got Giants.
I've got Lions, GWS, and Hawthorn, which Hawthorn are teetering on getting in. But then I've got, like, on current form, Freo and Western Bulldogs on par, and then on previous form is Carlton and Sydney on. I think those 4 are sort of it's between those 4 that have got the 4th spot. But I think on form from now it's Brisbane, GWS, and Hawthorn.
Yeah, so mine's Brisbane, Sydney, GWS, and Bulldogs, Hawthorn are tied for 4.
Yep, I like it. All right, Zoe. Not even actually. Do you know what? I don't even want to read that, Zoe.
No, read it because I'll get involved. You got to read it.
If
you have a question, go.
Oh goodness! All right, Zoe has submitted a question, and it is.
You want me to say? Because I can sing this. Dean does. Right. The question is: knock, knock.
Who's there?
Owen.
Owen the Saints. Go marching in.
Oh, you meant to say Owen who?
Owen who? That's it. Owen the Saints. Oh, I got you, Tazzy. Don't worry.
My bad. I wanted to get that little tiara, the tiara chick that she launches it. So knock.
Did I say Tigers?
Oh, we could have got a video.
Did I say Tigers with my 4 seeds? Anyway, I meant Lions.
Yep.
All right, Carlton _Flaggers 2024. What aspects can be attributed to Carlton's form slump other than key players being out?
Midfield pressure for mine.
Yeah.
I don't think their midfield's good enough.
Their stoppage game has gone out the window. They're focusing too much on transition, which you need to, but they've gone too far in that direction.
Well, they've sort of, and this is going to sound weird, but they've sort of adopted a Ross Lyon sort of, we'll get it from defense and score instead of getting it from the source and scoring.
Correct.
But then halfway through the game, they sort of lost 4 players and sort of switched teams.
No, I do think once they can get the stoppage game going again, then that's when we're at our best.
Well, and I only know this because I watched all the North game, but during the North game, it was when you got it out in the middle, you started performing again. When you let North run out the middle, they were all over you. But as soon as you started winning it from the middle again, that's when they switched back on. But
exactly,
I think their midfield's underperforming, and they might even need to drop a couple of players, which is the wrong time of the season, having to worry about that. But
yep. No, I agree with you 100%. Cripps is the only one that's been performing week in, week out.
Yeah.
So, okay. Artie, did North Melbourne get robbed by the umps this week?
I think it may be in the first half.
I
missed the first 3 quarters because I got the boots out and put them on for the first time in 15 years.
Oh, Eggy's had a run.
Yeah,
Where'd you go?
Yeah,
you should have brought that up earlier in the show. I forgot about that.
It's only like it was like the old fogies. All the
That's
dads
all right.
got out and had a run around. It was fun.
That's all right. When I get over 40, 35, we'll have a run.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I talked about this earlier in the show. I think it was deplorable both ways. So,
yep.
I don't think they did.
Excellent. Moving on, 8:29. Also, Zoe's just said that Tiger's comment was in response to my Katy Perry comment about Raw. I was too slow for that one. Okay, Turtle. What is the safe margin for Carlton to feel like they cannot lose? There's a lot of Carlton questions, Snipe.
Because they like to kick a man while he's down.
Is it 80 or 100?
So 60,
obviously 40 doesn't work because they were almost up by 40 on the weekend, weren't they?
I don't think it's a matter of score. It's a matter of mentality.
Yeah.
If they win it out of the middle, 1 point's enough. If they can't win it from the middle, they could lose. They'd never lose a 100-point lead. It just doesn't happen. But 40, yeah, never. 50, I think's okay. You're 50 in front, head over the ball, you're fine.
Depends on how far in. That's where it is. It comes down to how much time's left. If Carlton get up by 80,
half,
if Carlton have because we know they can flick a switch and kick 10 goals in a row.
And they kicked 7 goals in the second quarter. And then
but that's what I mean. If they if they do that by halftime, they're up by 70 or 80 points. They could still lose that.
I don't think they can lose a 70, 80 point lead.
At the moment, the form they're in, the second halves they're playing, I think they could. Zoe's got 80 in chat.
All right. Thanks for that, Tazzy. That's another exciting segment there, mate.
Don't thank me, mate. Thank the viewers. We can't do it without their
viewers.
questions coming through. So thank you very much, guys.
Beautiful.
All right. We'll let Egi roll with the
Then we
tipping.
are moving back on to wrong screen. Back into the tipping. Now, tipping didn't go off this week, but special mention to Artie. He got, I can't remember what he got now.
8 out of 9.
Yeah, 8 out of 9. So I was looking and I was like,
He missed the North Melbourne, yeah.
yeah, he missed the North Melbourne. I knew he tipped Bulldogs. I knew the last game he had Hawthorn to come. I was like, I knew he would have picked Hawthorn. But yeah, so now it's jackpotted to 25 next week.
That's good.
It is good. And but to stand up on the tally, Hayley J's made a late charge. She's in second spot with 1 point behind Houstonian. And we've got Carl Blues, ESPN Fan, The Black Flash. I think the next one is Taz Speech down on 14th.
He's just jumped off a cliff again.
Yeah.
No, do you know what? After the Carlton game, because I tipped Port Adelaide, I was sitting up fourth. I was sitting in fourth spot, and I was like, it's going to be a good weekend. And then the tips just went to shit.
Oh,
Then
early
he's just
crow,
jumped
was
off
it?
a cliff.
Early crow.
Yeah.
We're not calling it a cliff anymore. We're calling
right
it an
behind you at
accident.
15th. So we're both on the same points, but you got a bit better for and against. Right,
And
because you chose right on the weekend, on Friday night.
Yeah, don't forget to add 16 points to my total and see where I'm sitting, because I can't tip against North Melbourne, but if I did, I'd be right in the hunt.
Well, I think Taz is doing so good because he keeps tipping against Carlton. So
Lately.
I can't do it. I can't tip against my team. It's just unsportsman.
Terrible.
Right. But that's the show, guys. That's the
Yeah,
way.
so jackpot to 25 next week, boys.
Yes.
Someone tip 9 out of 9.
Perfect.
And then actually make sure you keep an eye on our socials. So we've got a giveaway coming up soon, don't we?
Oh, yes.
Right out of my mouth.
Yep.
Yeah, you take over, Tazzy. This is the one you've put together.
Well, a bit of help from other people. We've got we're going to give a shirt away, one of our TNT Footy shirts. They're actually really good quality. You can choose the color. To enter, you'll need to like the post. You'll need to tag someone in the post. And you'll need to be following our Instagram page. And the shirts are actually really good quality. They're comfortable. We really want to give one away to one of our viewers. We think it'd be a fantastic thing for the support you guys have given us this year as well.
Now, I'm hoping you're local too, because I've got an 8-packer Maduri Illusions in the fridge that I had one of today, and they're absolutely horrendous, and I would like to give them away too.
So they might get shipped with the shirt.
But we do not condone drinking.
No. So we'll like to give it to one of our fans that hopefully they're close, and we'll be able to hand over the shirt in person as well, and make sure
And
they're
if
over
not, we
18.
can always get it sent to you straight away.
We can send it Australia-wide to anyone watching.
Absolutely. And just want
Australia,
to say,
we can send it worldwide. There's no Australia-wide
Oh, that's
condition.
true. We can send it worldwide. But
Yeah.
unless anyone else is watching the show would like some Maduri Illusions, I'll be happy to hand them over.
and just like to say thank you to the model of the t-shirt. When you see the post, you'll see they've done a pretty good job, I think.
Yes,
I tried to
yes.
hire a better one, but it cost too much. So
Actually,
we got this little filly for pretty cheap.
You know
least
what I
they're
should
wearing-
do? I should, since I'm driving up for the wedding, I should take him up to Kelso, back to him.
Yeah, you should. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Are you driving to the wedding?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Are we driving, Tassie, or are we fine?
We will talk about this offline, guys.
Okay.
Because we're over after the mark. But Taz was running late. That's why we're 2 minutes late anyway. So that's why we're running on time.
Taz's fault and Moisty's minute had a thing. So if you haven't yet, make sure you check out our Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All the likes, views in there. Enter the competition. We'll keep an eye on that. I think we're going to give it away before the last show, round 23, maybe 4 before finals.
You did not read any of the message I sent.
No,
We're giving it away after round 20.
Yeah. So
That's what I said,
before
round
finals,
24.
Into the Brownlow. Brownlow's still week 1, isn't it? Or is it not? It's changed this year.
Yeah,
Yes,
Brownlow's
before-
Monday
Yeah.
after the last round.
No, it's Monday before the grand final.
That's right.
Is it?
Yeah,
You
it
guys
is.
even know
Yeah.
footy? What's going on? What is
no.
going on? Actually,
Sunday.
one last thing before we do sign off is we do want to have a watch party of a game over the next few weeks before the end of the season, most likely a Friday or a Saturday night. Let us know if you're interested, just in chat, just say if you want to jump in. Have a few
And
have a few
also,
drinks.
the TNT crew's heading to the Richmond North Melbourne game. If you want to come along next week, Saturday at about 1 o'clock, we're all going to try and get down there.
You coming, Iggy?
Or maybe, yep. You didn't invite me today, but yeah.
we forgot to invite Egi, but we'll see. We'll see. He might not be there, but then we're catching up for the Collingwood.
Yeah, we are. The
Carlton
Collingwood
as well.
Yep. So we'll get on the drink afterwards after that too.
Beautiful. Love it if you can join us, guys. Send us a message if you can. Next Saturday, big day. Thanks for another episode, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And let's hope next week's an explosive round of footy.
And go North. Easy win.
Oh.